becoming aware of what is in there and being able to articulate it. I know there's a problem, but what is it? That requires some time for you to spend reading and going to people who are experts in the field. Exactly what are you teaching my child? Why don't I see any graded papers coming home? Some of the statutes that were just passed, that expanded digital curriculum and digital instruction. Our good teachers, they are not going to stand and teach that. They're not going to be a babysitter. I went to school for 5.5 years. I sweat and tears to get my college degree in education, to get my certification. And you want me to come to school and play second best to a computer?
Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
You don't want me to teach them. I'm a live person. I can see right now which children are hurting and who I need to refer to the nurse.
Yes. Yeah.
I can see that. I can diagnose that. I can already tell you that, hey, we need phonics before I can teach them how to read.
Come on.
But here's what you've done. You've stripped away the rights of a teacher.
Right.
And you put this device there, and you're expecting these seasoned teachers who know what good education looks like to sit there and be still.
Evelyn, how can a parent find out what a child at school is being taught, or like you said, questions they're being asked? How does a parent find out what's going on in the school?
And that is when you do go to the board, you do go to the administration, and you do ask, my child is attending 3rd grade here. Some of them get it, others don't. Many don't. So we did have a law that just passed, 1605, but and we say this was kind of a bill where they threw everything in it in order to get something great out of it. And again, the digital expansion, the open education resources, all that came out of one bill. And they say this is just, it's going to just cost several $100 million. Well, you know what? Try about $1 billion. Over the course of a few years, that's where we're going to be. And you dangle money over a district that says, if you take this money, we're going to pay for your instructional materials as long as they're approved by the Board of Education. Now, we can't approve all of those materials because, remember, I told you we outsource a lot of that. So under the same bill, there's a statute that allows the TEA to come up with an advisory committee to help approve those materials. Whose hands are really in control over what our children are watching? I said that to say there is a parental rights part of this bill that says parents are able to see the curriculum. One parent, it has to be a parent who has a child in the school. Well, listen, I'm an aunt. I want to see it too.
Yeah.
So that's not enough for me. And a lot of people, we will trust our leaders to do the right thing. There's no time for trusting. We need to use discernment. We need to read a bill line by line by line. And the way that I organize a bill is I look at line 1, and I'll use 3 main verbs or 3 main ideas that stick out to me until I understand it. Because usually the first few pages sound beautiful. Parental rights, oh my goodness. School choice, oh my goodness. And then you get to the middle of that bill. Wait a minute, digital education. What are these open education resources? Oh my goodness, who's approving all this? I only can see this, one parent can, and the school gets to decide, the Board of Trustees get to decide. It's not set in stone. What are they learning today, right now? Now, the TEKS, I will say, your standards, the Texas Education Knowledge and Skills, you can see that online. And there is a way for you to actively participate in that. We have work groups where we have parents and teachers who come to help review and write those standards. That's a place for the church to come in and be a light. We have content advisors who kind of lead the direction of our standards. Guess what? We're not there. We're not there. And me, every district, can say, these are the people I want to represent my district. That is a place for you all to serve. If you see a good teacher, if you see a teacher who is a Bible-believing or constitutional upholding teacher, I would love for you to represent us and our students at the state level, writing the curriculum, writing these standards, approving these standards. That's a big job. And the church can make an impact that way. So going on to TEA website, seeing what we do have control over. We can't whine about what we can't do anymore. But what we can do is understand the law. What we can do is unite as one, where one does not go alone. And what we can do is impact this school system. because there's 5.4 million children who deserve a quality education, a diffusion of actual knowledge that is going to prepare them for the world, for life, to compete, skills that they need to pay their bills. The majority of our kids, over 50%, they're functionally illiterate. They can't do math past third grade without help of a calculator.
Yeah.
And my question is, why are we sitting? Why are we sitting? Our commissioner, he just gave the report of the STAR exam. I wanted to jump out of my seat so bad and say, do not pat yourself on the back. Our children aren't learning. You're throwing billions of dollars.
Explain the STAR exam.
Okay. So the STAR exam is essentially the high stakes assessment that the state uses to give not only funding, but to see which school will rank A, B, C, D, or F. And honestly, you know, I guess the easy way around this is a lot of what we see happening as far as our assessment, as far as a lot of the policy making, it really is driven from the federal government. It should not be, because we're a constitutional republic. Anytime you see funding, anytime you hear grants, that is an exchange of something for that money. And so as a parent, ask those hard questions and be relentless. Go in there, 100 of you. Hey, you know what? All 100 of us, we're here to have an appointment with the superintendent. Oh, well, he doesn't take people. Well, you know what? We'll stay. And then I could see maybe after sitting there for 6 hours, another group of 100 parents come in.
Yeah.
And we're going to stay here until the end of the school day. And then the next day, we roll in another 100 because we're a league.
And
we're not going away.
a superintendent is hired
by this trustees, the board of trustees.
And so if we put pressure on that,
yes,
we can decide who our superintendent is
absolutely
going to be.
The Texas Education Code that says our rights as a community are to be partners in how our children are educated. That's the law. That's the code here in our Texas Education Code. We need to enforce this. We need to be partakers here. We need to work together with you. And if we can't get our appointment today, we'll see you again tomorrow. And then we have our next set. And then, I mean, honestly, we do. And we get the word out and we educate each other, but we're activated. We are agents here, used by God. And there should never be an empty school board meeting again, but there's so many ways that we can make an impact and advance the kingdom of heaven. So what if we hear what the enemy is doing? This is what we're doing. We're leading a prayer walk around this school with our students. We're leading an after-school program where students are learning about their constitutional rights, and we're going to recruit those babies, and we're going to adopt our teachers, and we're going to love them, and we're going to send gifts.
That was going to be my next thing I wanted you to address, and I know I don't want to keep going too long, but you talked about Teachers Appreciation Day, adopt a classroom, adopt a teacher. This is grassroots stuff. Explain a little bit how we can do that.
Yeah, so all the schools in your community, that is a part of your territory. That is your church. That is the group, that is the Great Commission, that is the harvest that you are, or that is the crop, that's the field that you are going to go and harvest. So that means I'm going to know the teachers who work there. I'm going to know what the needs of your school are. I'm going to know what kind of programs I could write a charter for and incorporate for your school after school. If your STAR tests were low, guess what? I'm going to have a reading club after school. Yeah. Yes. I'm going to come in and we're going to have a math challenge. You see, I'm going to be a part of the solution that your school is having because you're in my community and I love you.
That's right.
I love you. I love the babies that attend here. And our teachers need to hear us. Not all teachers are bad. Not all of our teachers are pushing this agenda. We have a lot of good ones who are suffering. They're being bullied. Yeah. Well, what does bullying look like? Bullying looks like if you dare as a teacher go to that stadium, you will be bullied by the administration. Right. In our district, we had videos that went out after we had a board meeting where parents talked about our grievances. And they had these videos that came out defending where they stand. How dare you, first of all, spend my money trying to tell me what I can see is the problem. But if you're bullying parents, imagine how they're bullying our teachers. Yeah. They're sending out emails that tell our teachers essentially go vote and how to vote.